Warning! This video is going to have weapons-grade spoilers for the new Star Wars movie. If you stay past the intro sequence and have the movie ruined for you, it's your own damn fault. You have been warned. Greetings, fellow space travelers. BionicDance here. People on Facebook have been begging for my review of The Force Awakens, knowing how much of a Star Wars fan I am. Hence, this video. Fair warning, it's going to sound a lot like I'm complaining, which may give the impression I didn't enjoy it. That's not true. I did. But the more I think about it, the more I think some very critical mistakes were made. Some of them were very little things that could actually have been corrected with a sentence or two of dialogue. But some of the others... Okay, for example... How was the First Order even allowed to rise to that level of power in the first place? How could they build this monstrously huge planet weapon in such secrecy? Does the Republic not have an army or fleet that could have dealt with them? Why would they need a resistance when there are literally hundreds, if not thousands of worlds that could have banded together to stop them? And who the frick is their leader, that hologram guy in the chair? If they said his name, I completely missed it. If they said where he came from, I completely missed it. And speaking of their weapon, what exactly did it do? I mean, the chair guy said they were using it to wipe out the Republic. Okay, fine. But when it fired and blew stuff up, nobody in the Resistance went, "Oh my gosh, that was Coruscant! They blew up Coruscant!" Did we actually just see the New Republic get destroyed? Or was the weapon stopped before it could do that much damage? We're totally left wondering. Speaking of helpful dialogue, could they possibly have phrased Luke's whereabouts a bit differently? I mean, the opening crawl just says he vanished, and they keep talking about finding a quote-unquote map to Skywalker. Nobody would phrase it like that, as if Luke were buried treasure. They might describe it as the place where Luke went, or that Jedi temple Skywalker was seeking, or some damn thing. That might actually have made sense. And what's with Han and Leia? They apparently had a son together, but why is Han apparently smuggling again or shipping cargo or something? Did he leave Leia? He seems awfully reluctant to go back, but it was at least a little implied that it was because he didn't want to be part of another guerrilla army fighting bad guys. And speaking of bad guys, they made a mistake that the prequels kept making. Killing off the major villain by the end. The original trilogy had Darth Vader as the antagonist the whole time, for the whole trilogy. The Emperor may have been in charge, but Vader was the guy we saw most, who fought the most, and so he was the real villain storytelling-wise. But for the last 4 movies, they've had the bad guy get very killed by the end of it, and I think that's a mistake. Speaking of villains, Kylo Ren is a whiny little bitch with a temper. He's no Darth Vader. Also, his name doesn't start with Darth, which makes me wonder if that's significant somehow. Clearly his last name isn't Organa or Solo, which means he must have changed it at some point. Either that or Han left Leia over her cheating with some guy named Ren, thankfully not Stimpy. Who knows? Just another thing left unexplained. We shouldn't have to do off-screen homework to enjoy a movie, guys. And with that voice modulator and mask, I was half suspecting there was a girl under there and we were being punked. I was wrong, of course, but it was a suspicion. Justifiable, I think. It's the sort of thing a movie might do. Also, the tone was very different from other Star Wars movies. It's hard to explain, but there was a different vibe. I think it was that it was more modern, more like present-day movies, but Lucas had intended Star Wars to harken back to old retro space operas of his own childhood. He'd originally tried to get the rights to remake Flash Gordon, but made up his own epic when he was turned down. Ironically, of course, a Flash Gordon movie was made in the wake of Star Wars. Funny that. Anyway, with all this complaining, you'd think I'd hated the movie, but no, I enjoyed it. The battles were fun, they managed to make me like the new characters as opposed to having a Jar Jar in there somewhere, and as much as I should have been sad at Han dying, I've been predicting that death literally for years. Seriously, I made a video on the subject back in 2013. I'll link it in the description. So part of me was crowing with victory and vindication when it happened, and wishing I'd placed bets on it. One really good thing I'll say about it, you could actually follow the lightsaber fights. In the prequels, the swords were moving so fast you had no idea what was actually happening, which was nothing like the originals. It was more like watching other people play video games. But the sword fights in this one, more like the Luke Vader fights in terms of pacing. You could tell what was going on, but it wasn't too darn slow. Also, sure, there was no 20th Century Fox logo at the beginning, which was always, to me, part of the soundtrack. Even watching other movies that started with that music, my brain was expecting to see A Long Time Ago in a Galaxy Far, Far Away immediately after. But there was also no Disney castle at the beginning, just a Lucasfilm logo. You have no idea how happy that made me. Or if not happy, at least relieved. Someone, somewhere forced cooler heads to prevail. So, yeah, decent flick. I don't think it deserves the raves it's been getting, but it definitely gets a thumbs up from me.
Droids don't pull people's arms out of their sockets when their videos aren't rated. Bionic dances are known to do that.